Indian cricketer Mohammed Siraj is a man under fire. Just some days ago, the bowler was involved in a heated exchange with Australian batter Travis Head. And the ICC took note of this altercation and all that followed. The Cricket Governing Council have docked Siraj 20% of his match fee with a demerit point. Head was let go of with just a warning and a demerit point as well. Now, the first question is, why was Siraj's punishment more severe than that of Travis Head? This is what the ICC clarifies. While both engaged in unsportsmanlike behavior and both broke the code of conduct, Siraj bore maximum impact because it was his actions and gestures that really prompted an abusive response from Head. He was the perpetrator. But do we really know what happened leading up to that moment? Both were having a go at each other. There was general banter leading up to that dismissal. Travis Head even so much as lied about what he actually told Siraj while he was walking away, saying all he said was well bowled. Siraj came out saying Head was a liar.
What he said in the press conference wasn't right. It's a lie that he said well bowled to me. It's there for everyone to see that that's not what he said to me. When I bowled him, I just celebrated and he abused me, and he saw that on TV too.
And that's when Travis Head also came out admitting that he had in fact abused Siraj.
I didn't at first. I definitely swore at you the second time around. I probably could have laughed it off and walked off and enjoyed myself. He just said it was a misunderstanding as well, and there was no issues for me. We move on. I'm sweet.
Now, the two, in fact, seem to have chatted up post the confrontation, and maybe things are smooth and calm in both camps. Now, while I understand ICC looked at that episode alone and delivered its judgment, I want to ask, granted, both were emotional and there was a fiery exchange, why not equal punishment? Now, hear me out. I understand it was rather silly to celebrate that way when the batter has clearly outplayed you and the entire bowling unit. But if it was about behaving untowardly and against the spirit of the game, so did Travis Head. But either way, Mohammed Siraj seems to be a marked man now. Australia, whether it's the media, the fans, the critics, the commentators, the cricketers who are playing, have a culture of hostile play. They will applaud a visiting team's performance, of course, yes. But they will go out of their way to torment, taunt and torture the player they see as the villain, a target. And that's what Siraj, unfortunately, has become.
Siraj is going to get a bit of spit from the crowd wherever he goes from now, because once the Australians identify someone who is supposed to be the villain of the piece, then they will get stuck into him. It will be important for the rest of the team to come to his side and tell him, listen, you go out and do your best.
What Border-Gavaskar, former India cricketer and commentator, says here is pertinent. Let's look at the implications. Siraj, through this act, has earned quite a lot of hate, and I can understand that. You dismissed a guy who scored 140 on that pitch there against the pink ball and celebrated like you got him out cheap. There is a lot of anger brewing, but let me show you the other perspective. Siraj got all fired up, bowled with a lot of passion, but now is when the pressure truly mounts. So far, the onus to perform was coming from within and that Indian dressing room, but now there will be external factors. There will be the boos, the jeers and constant taunts coming his way. Can the young Indian pacer, Mohammed Siraj, put his head down and continue contributing for the team's cause? Because a place at the World Test Championship final is on the line. Persist with the cricket ball to do all the talking. That's what will really define this battle and swing it back in this bowler's favour. How he delivers in that next test at the Gabba. Despite all of this, that's what will make the true difference. And Siraj would have earned the time and space to have the last laugh. And as far as punishments and reprimands go, I say none of that should ever stop players from continuing to express what they feel and play with a little more heart and show a little more heat on the field. Makes the game more interesting to the non-diehard sports fan, and that's what you want. More people tuning in, more fans coming in, not just the gentlemen who have watched the sport for decades.